Hi everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Whispering Owl, and today we're diving into a fascinating blend of history, myth, and holiday magic. We'll uncover the ancient roots of Yuletide, the festive traditions that shaped Christmas, and the eerie legend of Krampus. Whether you love learning about holiday history or just want to add a little mystery to your festivities, you're in the right place. So grab a warm drink, get cozy, and let's explore the enchanting and mysterious stories behind this magical time of year. Let's get into it. Yuletide, also known as Yule, has origins that date back to ancient pagan traditions. It was originally celebrated by Germanic tribes and Norse cultures as a winter solstice festival. This period marked the longest night of the year and the gradual return of the sun. People would gather to honor gods like Odin and Thor, feast, and celebrate the renewal of light and life. The word Yule itself is believed to have come from the Old Norse word Jul, which referred to a midwinter festival that lasted for several days. Yule wasn't just a festival, it was a deeply spiritual time. Odin, known as the Allfather, played a central role. He was believed to roam the skies during the Wild Hunt, a ghostly procession of spirits that brought blessings or misfortune to those it encountered. Odin's long beard, his association with winter, and his gift-giving nature are thought to have inspired the modern image of Santa Claus. During these celebrations, people engaged in various customs and rituals to ensure the return of the sun and a bountiful harvest in the coming year. Sacrifices, both animal and symbolic, were made to honor the gods and secure their favor. Over time, these pagan traditions were absorbed and adapted by Christian celebrations of Christmas, which is why we see some overlap in customs and symbols today. One of the most iconic Yuletide traditions is the Yule log. Historically, a large log was selected and burned in the hearth to provide warmth and light during the long winter nights. This log was often decorated with holly, ivy, and other greenery. It was believed that the longer the log burned, the more protection and prosperity it would bring to the household. Today, the Yule log has evolved into a delicious cake that families can enjoy together, known as the bûche de Noël. Another well-known tradition is the exchange of gifts. In ancient times, gifts were given to symbolize the sharing of wealth and good fortune. This custom has been carried forward into modern Christmas celebrations, where the act of giving and receiving presents brings joy and connection among family and friends. Feasting is also a major part of Yuletide celebrations. Traditional Yuletide feasts included roasted meats, root vegetables, bread, and ale. The feasts were a time for communities to come together, share their bounty, and enjoy each other's company. Today, many of us continue this tradition by gathering with loved ones for festive meals during the holiday season. Another fascinating custom was wassailing, where people would sing and share spiced drinks to ensure the health of orchards and crops. This tradition, rooted in the spirit of communal joy, is thought to have inspired modern caroling. In today's world, Yuletide has blended with Christmas celebrations in many cultures. People decorate their homes with lights, ornaments, and festive greenery. Some still observe traditional Yuletide customs, such as lighting candles to symbolize the return of the sun. Whether through communal feasts, singing carols, or simply spending time with loved ones, the spirit of Yuletide lives on. In Scandinavian countries, for example, the Yule goat plays a prominent role in Yuletide festivities. This straw figure is often used as a decoration and is said to protect the household during the winter months. In Iceland, the Yule lads are mischievous characters who visit children during the 13 nights leading up to Christmas, leaving small gifts in their shoes. There's also been a resurgence in celebrating the solstice itself, with many opting for eco-friendly decorations, crafting wreaths from natural materials, and hosting candlelit dinners to honor the return of the light. Yuletide is rich with symbolism. Holly represents protection and eternal life, while mistletoe is a symbol of peace and fertility. According to Norse mythology, mistletoe played a role in the death and resurrection of the god Balder, making it a symbol of love and reconciliation. The Yule tree, or what we now commonly refer to as the Christmas tree, is another symbol deeply rooted in Yuletide traditions. Evergreen trees were chosen to represent eternal life, and were often decorated with candles and ornaments to symbolize the stars and the return of light. The practice of bringing a tree into the home and decorating it has become a central part of holiday celebrations worldwide. The wreath, often hung on doors, also carries ancient symbolism. In Roman times, it represented victory and eternity. Early Christians adopted it to symbolize Christ's everlasting love and hope. Now, let's talk about a darker figure in winter folklore. Krampus. Krampus is a figure from Alpine folklore, often depicted as a half-goat, half-demon creature with large horns, sharp fangs, and a menacing long tongue. He carries chains, birch branches, and sometimes a sack or basket to cart away naughty children. While Santa Claus rewards good kids with presents, Krampus punishes the bad ones with terror, and sometimes even drags them off to his lair. Today, he's become a central figure in Krampusnacht, or Krampus Night, celebrated on December 5th in parts of Austria, Germany, and other Alpine regions. But where did this terrifying legend come from? Krampus's origins date back to pre-Christian Alpine traditions. His name is derived from the German word Krampen, meaning claw. Many historians believe Krampus was a pagan figure associated with the winter solstice. Some link him to Norse mythology, where he's thought to be connected to Hel, the goddess of the underworld. In these early traditions, Krampus served as a symbol of darkness and chaos, a necessary balance to the light and order celebrated during Yuletide. As Christianity spread through Europe, the Church attempted to suppress pagan rituals, but Krampus survived by being incorporated into Christian customs. Over time, he became associated with Saint Nicholas, creating a duality of reward and punishment during the holiday season. So how does Krampus fit into Yuletide? Yuletide, or Yule, was a pagan winter festival that celebrated the return of the sun after the longest night of the year. It was a time of both celebration and reflection on the balance of light and dark, life and death. In this context, Krampus represents the darker side of the season. He embodies the chaos and cold of winter, serving as a reminder that light can only be appreciated when contrasted with darkness. This duality mirrors many ancient traditions, where balance was key to understanding the natural world. During Yuletide, storytelling was an important tradition, and figures like Krampus became part of these tales. The threat of Krampus visiting was a way to encourage children to behave, blending moral lessons with festive fun. For me, Yuletide is a time to reflect on the past year and spend quality time with family and friends. One of my favorite traditions is making a Yule wreath with my family. It's a fun activity that brings us all together and allows us to connect with nature. We gather evergreen branches, holly pine cones, and ribbons to create a beautiful decoration that symbolizes the continuity of life. I also love making homemade gifts for my loved ones. There's something special about creating something with your own hands and sharing it with the people you care about. It brings a personal touch to the season and reminds us of the importance of giving from the heart. What about you? Do you have any special Yuletide or holiday traditions? Let me know in the comments. Christmas is more than just a season of giving. It's a tapestry of traditions that reflect humanity's enduring spirit. From the pagan solstice celebrations to the Christian reimagining and the eerie tales of Krampus, the holiday reminds us of our shared history. So, whether you're lighting a Yule log, decorating a tree, or simply enjoying the warmth of the season, remember the rich history and traditions that make this time of year so special. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating stories. And tell me, would you want to meet Krampus, or would you rather stick with Santa? See you next time.